Hello, welcome to my review of 212, excuse me, by Herrera. This is the masculine version of it, or marketed for men, I would say. Yeah, I was just doing a little bit of research on her, and do you know she was born in 1939? So she's 74 now. Crazy. I'm not sure how much hand she has in actually creating her own fragrances. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, I didn't realise that she was that old. Excuse me, let me just turn my phone onto silent. I've invited my friends over for dinner, so they're trying to arrange. Yeah, this is, I'd say, probably one of my favourite male fragrances, or should I say, was. Unfortunately, it's another fragrance that's become reformulated, and it's really disappointing, unfortunately. It was really good, it was really strong, it was really long lasting, it was a lot more complex than what it is now. So what I'll tell you is this about the packaging. Mine's 100ml. It's an eau de toilette, which if you've got the original version of it, I would probably call it an eau de parfum. It's got super power going on. But I rebought it recently thinking it had not changed, but I've come to realise quite quickly that it has. If you've got the box that has the NYC on it, sadly you've got the newer formulation, which is, I would say, probably a shadow of its former self. It used to not have that, so they have changed it. They've definitely changed it, and this is my take on it. I think that because there are new rules and regulations coming into play next year with perfumery, there are ingredients that are getting taken off of the market, and it's going to change a lot of compositions in fragrances. Sorry, my throat is really don't know what's wrong with me today. I think a lot of companies are kind of getting rid of it, getting rid of ingredients and changing their compositions before it happens. They're just trying to jump the gun a little bit, and I think maybe this is one of them. It's a shame. But anyway, this is a woody floral musk. It came out in 1991. It's still going strong. I really wish I knew the significance of the number 212 for Herrera. I've tried to look it up, but I haven't been able to find anything. Yeah, and it's 1991. The 90s are my favourite kind of decade of fragrance. Completely, I love it. They seem to make kind of cool fragrances then. Everything seemed to be quite different and contemporary. Yeah, and the bottle stayed the same. It's still that cylindrical silver bottle with a magnetic lid. You can't get away from that. It's cool. I'll tell you what the notes are. It's a woody floral musk, but I personally would probably call this a more contemporary fougere. It's so aromatic that I think it kind of slips into the fougere kind of category rather than a woody floral musk. So the top notes are spices, nondescript. That could be anything. It's just listed as spices. Grapefruit, bergamot, green notes. Again, that could be anything. That could be galbanum, that could be clary sage, anything, like it, you never know. Lavender and petitgrain. So you've got a kind of citrusy top, but it's quite a herbal top, because bergamot, although it's citrusy, it's kind of herbal as well. Petitgrain is also citrusy, but I almost consider that very similar to lavender. So you've got that kind of very aromatic top going on. Then the heart notes are sage, violet, gardenia, green pepper and ginger. So you've got sage in there, another green kind of herbal note, and then ginger kind of is like lemon to me, so it's still staying with that citrusy aromatic fougere kind of feel. And then the base has got some really cool things. I love the kind of composition of how they've done it. You've got vetiver, you've got agar wood or agar wood, which is also known as oud, a very deep kind of exotic smelling wood that is often used in Arabian perfumes. Then you've got incense. I think that's quite a big player in this fragrance. Musk, sandalwood and labdanum. Labdanum is just pretty much incredible. It's a resin, and it's very deep, and it's used to create kind of a leathery feel. I mean, it's not used to create a leathery feel, but I think it gives a fragrance a kind of leathery, deep feel. So yeah, here's a bottle. Unfortunately, like I said, it's changed. I'm going to spray it fresh on this hand. Whew, God, it sprays out a lot. I don't know if you can see. I like to do a bit of a... It's a whole lot of fragrance coming out there. So yeah, I've had it drying on this hand for probably about an hour or two. But yeah, it's not impressed with the new formulation. It's a shame. I wish I had the new one to be able to kind of review them both, or at least review the real fragrance that I think is much better anyway. So the first impressions of this, to me, it feels like it's a cross between, I was going to say stuck between, but it's not. It's like it's a cross between a fully aromatic fragrance, something very incensey. Incense, I think, plays a massive part in this, because it does feel kind of exotic, and I like to say Indian. I've been to India a few times, and incense just permeates the air there, and it's really beautiful. I think the incense and the fact that it's got sandalwood and oud in it give it that real exotic feel, but you're immediately hit with a lot of aromatic and citrusy notes as well. So you've got a kind of greenery going on, you've got like a lavendery citrus feel as well, but you can tell that the base is really, really incredible. I really like it. I think this fragrance gets quite a bad rap, really. I do think that people call it synthetic. I don't know. I don't really agree with that. I think that it's definitely interesting enough. It's definitely in the sexy category. This is, as I said, one of my top 5 fragrances for men ever, and it's also my favourite one to smell on other people. I think it just, I don't know, it just stays with you. It stays with you all the time. It's a kind of nighttime, going out clubbing fragrance for me. I don't know, it's not too offensive for daytime, but I think it's probably suited better to nighttime. I hate to put seasons and times to wear a fragrance. I think there are no rules, but yeah, I think it's probably suited more to nighttime. But yeah, you do get quite a lot of stuff at once. I really like it. I like the fact that it's got, it's got some flowers in it. It's got gardenia and it's got violet. Violet's quite powdery. I wouldn't say that this is in any way a soft fragrance. It kind of becomes a tiny bit, is astringent the right word to use? It's quite sharp. It's aromatics kind of, I guess, are sharp because it's herbal, but this is like an incensey sharp. A deep sharp fragrance. Labdanum, very, very deep leathery kind of note. You've got oud in there, so that's why it veers to the more sexy side as opposed to being the fresh aromatic side. It's like they complement each other quite well. 2 layers, I would say. Aromatic, kind of spicy top, and then sexy, incensey, more kind of darker side bottom. Does that make sense at all? Hopefully it does. Spicy, fresh top, and then deep, incensey, leathery bottom. That's pretty much it. I'll just talk quickly about how it dries now on this hand. If this was the original blend, the original formulation before they changed it, this would have been going for days. It stays on you, on your skin and your clothes, and it just kind of unveils itself more and more and more. But unfortunately, with this newer blend, it's kind of barely there. I've had it on for 2 hours on this hand, and it's disappearing. I can probably smell the air around me more than I can smell what's on my hand, which is not good. it just smells kind of weak and little bit watery. All of the depth and everything that you get when you first spray it, or that's in the original formulation, is just gone. It's such a shame. I'm going to end my review there and say, if you can get the box without the NYC on it, and if you've got that, hold on to it, use it wisely. I'm going to try and hunt some of that down on eBay or something. So that's my review of 212 by Carolina Herrera. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.